Hey guys, how are you? This is Neena Perez and this is Straight Talk, no sugar added. I am so glad you're here. So today I have Dorian Ivan Medina with us. He's going to tell us about all of this amazing stuff that he is doing. He is a published blogger. He is a former D1 athlete, a former competitive CrossFit athlete. That's not me. I don't do CrossFit. He's a Sacramento Kings fan, a business owner, a podcaster. He has a lot going on. And the reason I have him here is because I like to talk to the best humans on the planet, as you guys know, that come on to grow, challenge, and transform our thinking, because people who have been through stuff know how to get through it so that they can help you get through it. So Dorian, welcome. How are you?
Hello, it's a beautiful day in Sacramento. It's nice and rainy. I'm really grateful to be on your show. I'm really grateful to hopefully provide value to your audience and to your community, and hopefully share a little bit about my story. And hopefully this can help impact one person in your community, and hopefully just really change their perception or their perspective on life, and what you can actually accomplish through your trials and through your tribulations and through your adversity. So I'm really grateful. Thank you, Neena.
I'm glad you're here. And I love what you said, because it's something I always say, right, is impacting one person at a time.
100%.
I think, for a lot of people, it's like, I've spoken to quite a few people who want to impact like billions of lives and all that. And I think those are amazing goals and you
Yeah.
should have them. But I think the way we do it more effectively is one person at a time.
Totally right.
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
I really, really agree. And that's with me, with my values, as a business owner. I'm not really set on impacting, like you said, thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives. I just want to impact the people around me, the people in my community, and just give them a really great service and a really great product within my business and within myself personally. That's just my purpose, and that's something that brings me fulfillment in my life.
Right. And you said something really strong there, right? Because the people around you and the people in your community are the ones that are going to be there for you
100%.
when you need them, right? So sometimes when we try to reach out too broad or too out there and forget who's close by, that can also be a dangerous game to play. So I like that you said that. So before we get all up into all that you do, because I love your business concept and what you do. Let's learn a little bit about you, Dorian. So what have you been through? I know you talked about in the beginning when you introduced yourself, you said you'd like to impact people's lives. People have been through trials and tribulations and they want to get to the next thing, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Do you have some trials and some stuff that you've gone through that you now use to impact somebody else?
Sure, 100%. Within our life, life is a evolving, it's a growing experience. It's something that, through our experiences, through our decisions that we make, is something that really impacts our mindset and who we are as people. And within my life, I faced kind of a traumatic parenting experience. I faced homelessness. I was dirt broke. I faced sickness. I faced just a lot of just different adversity, parts of adversity in my life that have really made me who I am today. And depression, anxiety, just so many different things that have made me Dorian who I am today. And the biggest things that for me, what's impacted my life was, being homeless from 2015 to 2017 was a really hard part of my life, because I was trying to make CrossFit a career. I was sleeping at gyms. I was sleeping in my car. I slept in the bathroom of my school one time. It was just some of the lowest points in my life. But I'm really grateful that I got to experience that, because it really made me who I am today. It really helped me appreciate my life, helped me appreciate the little things. And as we get more into our conversation, I'm a very minimalist person. So that has really helped me out in my life. Just having basic necessities for survival, not having so much other things in my life, has really helped me out. It has really been an asset for me going through being homeless. As I was growing up, coming from a Latino family, it was, if you know anything about Latino parents, they can be very strict. They can be very within their ways. And sometimes that parenting didn't really work for me. So it was just a little hard kind of establishing a great relationship, or establishing a good connection within, the people around me, because of how I wanted to, be parented, or how I wanted to grow up. So that was an adversity that I faced that has really impacted me through college and through who I am today. I got to, experience, being broke, having no money, going through the college experience, Luckily, I was able to, be a student athlete, which really helped me for school expenses. That was really great. But like, going out of college and going right into, sleeping in a garage, sleeping on the floor of my cousin's apartment, sleeping in my car, were some really trying hard times for me. But like I said, our life experiences, our decisions that we make, and the things that we go through in life really help make us who we are today. And I'm really grateful for those experiences. Depression and anxiety. Depression just became from being broke, became from my circumstances, from not having a nice bathroom or a shower or a place where I could cook at. Those were really basic, important necessities for me because I was doing CrossFit competitively at the time. And, I have this conversation with myself all the time. It's like, I was barely eating. I was training 3 or 4 times a day and I was really fit. It just goes to show how powerful your body and how resilient it can be when you're really young. Right now I'm 28. I'm still really young, but when I was 21, 22, 23, like, man, your body can be really, really powerful. And regardless of how much anxiety or depression or how much hormonal imbalances you're going through, I mean, man, to be that fit for me was really incredible. So like depression in regards to being broke, being homeless, my going through the post-grad kind of slump, not knowing who I am, not knowing who I wanted to be, like those were really having, copious amount of just anxiousness and anxiety from trying to make CrossFit and coaching fitness a career. All those things encompassed in one thing. That was a really trying part of my life. It was also a really time for me where I learned who I really was and who I am today. But I would not take it. I wouldn't go back. If you could tell me that, hey, Dorian, you can go back and change all those things, I would not, because it wouldn't make me who I am today. And I'm so grateful that I was able to go through those things because it really taught me a lot about the importance of minimalism. It taught me about the importance of saving money. It taught me about the importance of like what is really valuable in your life. And that's your health. That's the people around you. That's your values, your positivity, like the things that really are essential and the things that really make you happy. And I'm so grateful that I've learned that at such a young age because it's really made me who I am today. And I know hopefully if I live another 80 years that I'm going to do so much damage in business and just really grow within my relationship with my partner and the people around me and my community. If I do end up staying in Sacramento, I'm really grateful for that. So I'm just happy. I practice gratitude a lot. You'll hear this a lot in my content. I'm really, really grateful. I'm really authentic. I'm really happy. I'm really positive. Those are all values that I really believe in, that are really true to who I am. And I'll talk a lot about that on my content and just the people around me. And I think a lot of people would say the same thing about me. But long story short is I'm just grateful for those things. And thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, yeah. You said a lot of amazing big things there, right? So I'm going to touch on a few of them.
Sure.
So when you were growing up, let's go back there for a second. And
Totally.
you said your parents were strict. I'm Latino, so I
Of
get
course.
it.
Yeah.
And you said your parents were strict, and that's not the way that you wanted to be parented or felt like it was serving you well
Yeah.
while you were being parented. So can
Totally.
I ask you an example of like, what do you mean by by strict? Like, what was
Sure.
it that was going against your values?
Of course. I think I just needed a little bit more love. I needed a little
Mhm.
bit more empathy. I
Okay.
just needed a little bit more caring, I think. And
Right.
caring, not like caring like, Dorian, I care about you. You're my son. It's more of like, I care that you're participating in all these events. I care that you're a really good athlete and you want to play all these sports. I care that you also want to have time to hang out with your friends. I needed a little bit more of that from
Yeah.
my environment. And
Mhm.
not so much like, hey, you got to do your chores before you can go play basketball, or
Right.
you got to take care of your brother or sister before you can go to the game. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
I
Yeah.
just need a little bit more of that. And that's something that really bothered me as I grew up. It really bothered me in college. But now I've learned to like let go and really just like take on like the role of like, hey, it's okay. It made you who I am.
Yeah.
It might not have been this best situation for you, but you control now your environment in the future. You control now the way you parent your children if I were to ever have any kids. So I think I just needed a little bit more of that. And like
Yeah.
for me, I could be sometimes considered like kind of emotionless because of my adversity. I'm very numb to pain. I'm very like I think the
Resilient.
most, yeah, very resilient.
Hmm.
I think the most emotion I ever show is like when I was doing CrossFit as competitively, when I was playing football in college. If the Kings ever win, I get really hyped up. If I'm by myself and I'm listening to like my favorite like hustle playlist, I'll get really emotional by myself. That's like the most emotion I think I will ever show. And with my dog too, like my dog has been a really big part of my life.
Hmm.
I get really sad if I ever think of him like passing away or
Right.
getting in a really bad situation. But nonetheless, I think I've gotten so much better at showing more emotion.
That's good.
But like it's just based on resilience and based on adversity and based on the things that kind of happened in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, it also sounds like not having the validation that you needed either growing up, right? Sometimes shuts
Totally.
you down. That's happened to me too. I've been told that I can be a little bit too forward, a little bit
Sure.
unemotionalist, so
Sure.
I've been told those things too.
Of
And
course.
so I kind of really resonate with what you're saying, and I
Thank
connect with
you.
what you're saying because I realize that a lot of that too has to do with that having that strict way of growing up. You don't get validated in a lot of things that you do
Yeah.
think or feel or
Yeah.
want to do. So what happens is you shut down. You
Sure.
start to shut down, like, and nobody cares anyway. So nobody comes to
100%.
my games, nobody comes to my shows, nobody
Yeah.
comes to anything, like,
Yeah.
forget it,
Of course.
yeah, and when you don't feel like that validation, sometimes it's a little bit hard to find the emotional part attached. But I'm
Yeah.
glad that that's changing for you too. And I think maybe, I mean, you can actually say whether this is right or wrong, but I think it's also because you're doing a lot of self discovery. It sounds
Oh,
like, and
100%. Like
that's helping. Yeah.
I'm a very reflective person, living in the community. I moved to Sacramento in 2010 and I drive by like, landmarks that I used to drive by when I was in college or when I was going through my adversity. A lot of my friends are still here. I'm a very reflective person
Mm,
because I'm such a relationship oriented type of man.
mm-hmm,
Like connection, relationships are literally everything to me.
mm-hmm,
Like I would do anything for my friends. I would do anything for my partner, for the people that have been there for me. I would literally die for them. And I say that a lot in my content because those people were the people that have really helped me get through my adversity, that have really
mm-hmm,
helped me along my way. The couches that I slept on, the gym floors that I slept on, like it wouldn't be without the gym owners or without my friends. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without the people that believed in me, that hired me to coach their
right.
classes. Like the relationships are really, really important to me. And I've always been a self-reflective, self-discovery kind of person because I love learning. I love the process of learning. I love
Mm-hmm.
the process of getting better at things. I really do love adversity because I really believe that going through adversity really makes you like a different type of person, and it really gives you the appreciation for what you have. But it also
Mm-hmm.
can be very dangerous in if you have your own business or just in your own personal goals because you've just been through so much that you just want to go get it. And
Yeah.
I love that, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. You touched on so many things there. So let me ask you about this experience that you had after
Yeah,
college. So
sure.
what did you go to college for?
I went to college. I studied kinesiology. I have a
Okay.
degree in exercise science and in
Yeah.
coaching. So
So it was always important to you then. Fitness has always been important.
fitness, sports when I was younger were the most important thing because I played
Mm,
basketball, I played football, I played baseball all 4 years of high school. Um, I got scholarship. I was being recruited, so like that was really really an awesome experience for me. It was
mm,
really cool, and I think any coach in my life would tell you that I was the first person in the gym and the last person to leave. I think every coach would tell you that. Um, and it translated to when I started doing CrossFit competitively the same. I stayed there for hours. I mean, I trained for hours. I can't tell you how many.
wow.
Like, I mean, there were days where I trained 4 days, four times in a day because I was just so hungry. I wanted to get so much fitter. I just love the process of like seeing my body change, of getting stronger. It was just a very important part of my life. And
Hmm.
now I just exercise for leisure because I just do it for health reasons now, and I love experimenting with my body. But back then, when I was doing CrossFit competitively, And when I was playing sports, at a high level, it would just meant everything to me. And I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to know what I wanted to do going into college. Initially I wanted to be an athletic trainer, and an athletic trainer is a person that takes care of the athletes. They tape their ankles, they go through the concussion procedures, like stuff like that, to help athletes get ready for the game. And then as I evolved in athletic training, I wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach. So basically be the coach that facilitated the program for all the student athletes. I really wanted to do that. And then I found CrossFit about a month before I graduated. And I didn't know that I would be a business owner today. I didn't know that it would lead me to where I'm at today. But I fell in love with fitness, with just general fitness. I fell in love with fitness and then competitive fitness as I started getting really good at CrossFit. And now it's a part of my life and a part of who I am today. And it helps me run my business. So it's just crazy how life turns out. But I'm super grateful for the opportunity to learn and experience that.
Yeah. It's really interesting too, that you talked about how fitness has always been a part of your journey and part of your life. And what I love now is that it sounds to me like you also found that connection to the mind as well, because you said that even when you were going through the CrossFit and all that, you still did struggle with depression and anxiety and all of that, right? So that shows that just because you're like completely physically fit does not mean that you got it all together, or vice versa, right? Or you can be completely mentally like strong, but you're not physically fit. Like you have to start connecting both.
100%.
So what happened after college? What made you, or not made you, but what happened in your life that caused you to have to, sleep on people's couches and sleep, I think you said, in your car or stuff like that. So what happened there?
Sure. I graduated college and I was broke. I didn't have any money, I had to survive. So I went to go work at Jamba Juice. I went to go work at Domino's Pizza. I was an ambassador for a Body Armor. I was just doing just like little side things, right? And I was just making enough money to like kind of just get myself back up to like have some money in my account. I had literally, I think I made a post one day where I had like $12.82 in my bank account. Like I was broke. And going through that, like I was just upset. Like I was like, man, like I'm just trying to figure out who I am. I have I have a college degree, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know who would hire me. I don't know like who I want to go work for. I don't know if this is a life that I want to live. But back to fitness and CrossFit, it really kept me grounded. And if I didn't have that in my life, I don't know where I'd be today. So like regardless of what was going on in my situation in my life, sleeping in cars, sleeping on my couches, like fitness always kept me grounded and always gave me something to look forward to every day. And that's why I spent so much time at the gym, because it was just like, it was a way for me to feel myself, and sport and fitness always gave me that outlet. But, trying to make CrossFit a career at the time was really difficult because, professionalizing coaching is still a work in progress right now. Going to a gym where it has a strong foundation, where financially you could pay a coach a good salary, and make it a profession is something that's still not really done right now. And back then it was really rare. So I was just so hungry to make CrossFit a career and make coaching a career that I just needed to do what I had to do. And that just involved me commuting, coaching for free, volunteering, being homeless, because if I was just trying to make some money right there, and if I had to go pay a lease, pay rent, I mean, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it.
So, if you don't mind me asking a little bit of a personal question,
not at all.
Why did you not go back to the family or not go back that way? Like, did you feel like now I'm just going to work on me, or what was the issue there, the disconnect?
Sure. There was just more opportunity here in Sacramento than coming from a small town. My town has one intersection with a blinking red light. If you've ever seen Friday Night Lights, it's that exact same town.
Wow.
It's gone to the game. It's literally my graduating class in high school was 29. Like it's that small of a town.
29 what people?
29 seniors. My graduating class had 29 seniors.
Wow. Okay. You're not kidding. Got it.
I'm not kidding. When people say, like in college, you get asked, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm from a small town. You wouldn't know. And I'm from a small town too. My graduating class had 1,000. I laugh. I'm like, no, you don't know what small is.
You don't know what small is.
Yeah, for sure. So like, there's just more opportunity here in the city in Sacramento, and I was more established. I had better connections, so that's why.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah. You know, the amazing part right now that you are here and you can look back is
100%.
how all of those things honed you to be who
Yeah.
you are today, right? It's
Yes.
funny because when you're going through it, nobody wants to go. I was homeless too, so I
Oh
get that
man,
part.
you get
And
it.
it sucks.
Yeah.
It truly does
Going
suck.
through the moment,
Yeah.
like as me, someone that's very reflective and resonant, or that someone that just has so many flashbacks of my life.
Mhm.
Man, it sucks in the moment. It really
It
does. It
does.
really does.
It
Because
really
you
does.
see, and also like, I'm in an age, and I grew up in an age where social media, obviously
Mhm.
Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, you see all your friends doing all these different things, settling in their careers,
That's
making some
true.
money, you're buying some new cars possibly. Like you see all that stuff, and you could easily go into the like, man, I'm gonna start comparing
Yeah,
myself
yeah,
to other
yeah.
people.
Yep.
Luckily enough for me, I'm very grounded, and I never did that. But for somebody else, man, that could be really detrimental
Yeah.
to their own psyche. Going through what I had to go through.
Yeah.
That could be just really that could be more. It could add more depression, more anxiety, more just different thoughts. And luckily, that
Mhm.
was never a thing for me. But yeah, I mean, it just in the moment it sucks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, in comparison, I think I just did a post on this because comparison is like literally the thief of joy. It
100%.
literally comes and it'll steal everything. So
Yeah.
tell me how you then got from from being homeless 2 years, right?
Sure.
How'd you get your mind right? Like how
Yeah.
what was it what was the shift or the moment that you realized that you're going to be able to do this and you're going to get out of this?
Sure.
How did you shift that?
You know what? It's funny. I didn't know. Like
Mm,
things just happened for me. I
mm-hmm.
was persistent. I was committed.
Persistent commitment.
I
Mm-hmm.
think commitment, like man, like when you have like for me as a hustler, for me that everything that I do is very like here, right? Like I don't get caught up in distractions. Like within who I've been, who I am, and what I've done in my life, it's always been 100%. And
Mm-hmm.
being committed to CrossFit to somehow making it work, it just worked out for me. I started
Mm-hmm.
volunteering, and then I got like a paid job, which was really cool because now I was like really excited. If it wasn't for CrossFit Kaiwai, who was formerly Pacific Strength Conditioning, they let me volunteer and coach at the gym for free. That gave me experience. And
Yeah,
then
it's
finally,
good.
CrossFit Elk Grove hired me as a coach, and I was doing all their classes. I was just so fired up. At the time, I was still homeless, but now I was getting paid to do what I would love to do.
Right, right.
So that was really cool. And then there was a sale in the gym, and I didn't get to go coach for the other gym. So now I was back to square one, and then just coaching, just getting my resumes to different people, and just showing them what I was made of, and getting more volunteering opportunities, and then finally being the head coach again at a gym. And then my break came in 2018 when my one of my heroes, somebody that I really look up to, Anthony Malta and Josh Gibson at ASAP Fitness, they hired me full time, and within 6 months I was running the gym, and then I just learned everything. I learned sales. I
So
learned
good.
I
So
learned
good.
how to properly organize and coach a facility. I learned everything about the gym business, in my opinion, and now I have Black Box. And that span was 3 years. It took me 3 years to make CrossFit a career, coaching fitness a career.
Wow.
And I'm just so glad that it happened. It just, you can call it luck, you can call it destiny,
No. Yeah,
you can
definitely
call it
not
whatever you
luck.
want. But luck favors those people that work hard and they're committed.
Yeah,
And it just happened.
yeah,
There wasn't no shift in mindset or anything. It was just like, hey, I'm committed to this,
yeah,
and whatever
yeah,
happens, happens. And
yeah.
I did a ride along for law enforcement. I was thinking about going to law enforcement, but what kept me grounded, back to my values, is like, dude, health and fitness is your number one priority, and it still is for you. Like whatever happens, like just keep going, it'll
Yeah.
happen when it happens. And I'm so glad that it took me 3 years as opposed to 4 or 5 or 6. And
Yeah. Yeah.
shoot, we're here today.
I mean, in truth be told, right, that it might take someone 4, 5, or 6, but you also went through 4, 5, or 6 years, if you will, of like a lot of heartache, right? I mean,
Yeah,
because it takes a lot out of you
sure.
emotionally,
Oh
mentally,
yeah,
physically, to be homeless, to be sleeping on people's couches,
yeah.
to question, am I even freaking doing the right thing here?
You're
Why
right.
is this taking so long, right?
Totally, of course.
But I
Yeah,
love that, because what you're showing and what you're telling my audience and me is that it's going to take tenacity, it's going to take grit, it's going to take
yeah,
hard work.
of
It's
course.
not luck, guys. It's not luck. It's actually doing the steps that you need to take without stopping when you are in line with your values and your
Preach.
morals. When
Yeah,
you are in line with your values and your morals, you are going to get it done. I
100%.
promise.
100%.
It's funny. I just did a talk not even a little bit ago about our self-integrity, not just integrity towards other, like you said, that you will die for your friends and you love your partner and you love your dog and you love
Yep,
those things and you would die for them.
yep,
But will you die for you? You know
100%.
what I'm saying? Do
Yeah,
you have self-integrity where you won't lie to you, where you will live up to your values for you?
yep.
And that's powerful, Dorian. You're
Thank
talking
you.
some really good stuff here, man.
I
Really
appreciate
good
it. I
stuff.
appreciate it. And values, code of ethics, moral
Yeah,
compass, values. I don't make business decisions based on transactions
good for
or
you.
based on more money. I'm at a good place now where I think I've done the hard work, and I make decisions now based on, is it going to benefit my happiness? Is it
Right,
going to benefit my partner and my friends? Is it going to benefit my community? Is it going to benefit me in a way that is in line with my values, and within how I want to live the rest of my life? And
that's
I'm so
great.
glad that I have that moral compass and those
Yeah,
code of ethics, because it could be easy at this age for me to go do things for money, or to go do things because I want to make myself look better. But that's just not who I am. I'm true to
right,
myself. I'm authentic as fuck, and I just really want to be who I am. And
right.
that's why I always stick to my values and to my moral compass. That's really important to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. What I love about it too, because I think you mentioned also that you're a minimalist, right? So
100%.
yeah, I mean, you have to be able to stick to your values, and your morals when you're like that, right? Because
Of course.
everybody on social media and everywhere is throwing so much at you,
So much.
right? So for you to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to be a minimalist, I'm going to really live a lifestyle that is conducive to me and my happiness,
Yeah.
is not a very easy thing to do, especially at your age, with
Not at all.
everybody out there showing you $1 million cars and
Yeah.
airlines that
Yeah.
they own, apparently. I don't
Yeah.
believe half the crap, but there are some out there. So
Totally.
tell me about this minimalist lifestyle. Was this something that you adopted all of your life, or something you adopted when you saw you didn't need all the extra going through the homeless stuff?
This was something that I adopted when I realized that I didn't need that extra. Realized that
Mm,
I didn't need all these shoes, that I didn't need all these clothes. I didn't need to impress anyone.
good
Like
for you.
those things are just facades. They
Hmm.
are they for most, I think for most people, they mean you're hurting or something's going on in your life where you need to have other forms of validation, and that's not for
Hmm.
me. For me, I need $1,200 a month for me to live. Right, that's food, that's gas, that's my
Oh, that's
rent, that's
powerful.
everything. $1,200
Hmm.
a month, right? I don't care. I wear the same clothes every day. Obviously, I wash them. I drive a $33,000 car. I drive a $3,000 pickup. Like everything's expense. Everything's paid for. I don't have any debt. I have money in my savings account. It's not about how much
That's
money you make.
amazing.
It's how much money you can save. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
And I'm
right.
saving to invest. And I just those things don't bring me purpose. Like having this dream of having this big house. I don't care about that. Like I want to build a
Right,
tiny home. Like having this dream of having a nice Tesla, or having these nice European cars. I don't care about that. Like that doesn't
right,
bring me happiness. Having these new
right,
clothes doesn't bring me happiness. What really brings me happiness is making sure that I'm good, that I'm happy, that I'm healthy, that my exercise routine is good. I get great sleep. I'm eating really well. I'm getting sunlight. Like those, those things that don't cost any money is what really brings me happiness. I'm not
that's
much
so
of a
powerful.
traveler. Yeah, I'm not much of a traveler. I don't really care so much about seeing the world. I know it's important, and I appreciate it, but I'm much more of a person that would rather go get coffee here in Sacramento at a place that I love to go get coffee at, than to going see somewhere else in the world. Like I'm just kind of different in a way, and
Yeah.
and I'm totally cool with that, you know. And it just
Yeah.
I think it's brought me success, obviously, because my rent is $700 a month, which is low in my market. I live in a really
It's low any market.
low in any market. I live in a small like studio ADU detached to the house. It's got a full kitchen, bathroom. Like I don't need very much, and
Right.
I'm just grateful that I'm able to live the way that I live because, man, in this time in our life, it could be very hard to be distracted with
Yeah.
all these fancy things, all these
Oh
fancy
yeah.
clothes. Like it's never ending, you know. And for me,
It's
I'm just really
never ending.
never
Yeah.
ending. Like there's no way it could bring someone happiness to have their new pair of sneakers or a new pair of clothes. Like
Yeah.
there's no way.
Yeah.
Like there's just you just get bombarded in your closet, and it
Yeah.
creates more anxiety for you, you know, having so
Yeah.
much different things. And for me, everything that I have in my house, I use. Like it's everything that I have is
Has to
valuable
have
to
a
me.
purpose. So it
Has
has to
to
have a
have a purpose.
purpose.
Has to have a
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
man, I'm just so glad that I was blessed to have created this genetic trait for me, or this
Yeah.
sort of DNA, because now, you know, my partner and I have talked about it, is like we don't need that much money to live. We don't need to build this big house. We don't need to be rich, right? We
Right.
just need to have paid off house, which we want to build a tiny home, and just grow our own food and have a nice, humble, happy life. That's really what we need, and it doesn't
That's
take much.
amazing.
Yeah,
Good. And I mean, you're very fortunate, Dorian, too, because it sounds like your partner is right in alignment with what
sure.
you like to do, which is
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. It definitely
Yeah.
helps out to have a partner that has this similar values. And with any relationship, right? You're always
Yeah.
going to have those tough conversations sometimes. It was definitely an adjustment for her at first. But
Yeah.
I think, we both learned from each other. And
Yeah.
like I said, back to earlier, is like relationships are everything to me with my friends. I just love learning about people. I love connecting with people. I'm really, really interested in people and how they live their life, because I was having this conversation with myself in the pickup today. It's it's important to hang out with people that are like-minded, right?
Mhm.
Because you share these similar values, you share these similar traits, but it's also important to hang out with people that are very different from you, because
Yeah.
everyone was parented differently. Everyone grew up in different environments. Everyone has a different perception and view on the world. So you just learn from everyone, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that would walk into the room and shake everyone's hand, say hi, and I
Mhm.
just love that,
Mhm.
because it's important. I love people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, you said a lot of important things there too, because it is important to be in the room with people that are like-minded, but it's also good to be in a room with people that are smarter than you
Sure,
and maybe have a different perspective than you, because
of
we need
course,
to learn too. We can't get so stuck in our way that
100%.
we can't grow and stretch. So, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to shift a little and talk to you about Black Box,
Sure,
because that's your business now, right? Isn't that what you
100%.
do now? So tell me
That
a
is
little
true.
bit about that. What's Black Box? What is that about?
Yeah, so Black Box kind of came out in a transition period between me running a gym and then when everything happened in the world is at a standstill. I had to like really look back and reflect on myself. Like, dude, can you really sustain working 7 days a week and being at the gym all day and sacrificing time with your friends and the people that you care about and your relationship? Can you really sustain that? Is this something you really want? And a part of me did want that because I'm young, I'm a hustler, I want to go get it, right? But the other part of me said, hey, dude, like, you're turning down events for people, you're turning down birthdays, you're turning down, what happens if these people die, and you weren't able to
Right.
like to say help or to say bye or to like, have a conversation with them because you're so busy grinding and trying to go get it. So, um, you know, I there was about a month break and I was like, man, I was really fascinated with how can I give someone a professional experience at their house and make it look kind of cool. So I looked into it a little bit. I had this vision, and it took me about a month before I actually fully committed to it. I bought a trailer, had the trailer fabricated to how I needed it, and I slowly bought fitness equipment. And then within that time, I was making tons of content on Canva Pro and just getting ready to launch. I had no business
Good for
plan. I
you.
had it all in my head because I already knew how to run a gym. I knew how to do sales. I knew how to market myself. I knew how to run a business. So I did
Mhm.
all those things. I got my trailer. I got a wrap with my branding, Black Box. And then I put all my equipment inside, and then, man, I was ready to go. I launched in October. I already had a full business within a week and 3 days. Luckily, I kind of timed the market correctly. It wasn't how I envisioned for it, but it worked out. And I have a full business now. It's thriving. It's doing really well. Had a great first year. But yeah, I basically, I go to people's houses. I deliver their fitness program in their garage, or just a nice, comfortable place for them to train. I'm a mobile professional fitness coach. I really focus on autonomy. I focus on giving people the tools and resources for them to execute their fitness program by themselves without a gym, without the coach. I really want to teach people how to exercise, how to know what sleep quality feels like, how to know what their plate should look like, the importance of hydrating, the importance of getting sunlight, the importance of stress management. Like, I really focus on those things because I'm a very holistic person, and it's the way that I want to run my business. I don't just want to give people workouts. They could Google 100 free workouts and they have it for free. They don't need to pay me to do that, right? I really want to teach people how to exercise on their own, how to program for themselves, how to know what their body and what fitness really means to them, and at the part of their life that we're working together. Because fitness will always go up and down, right? You might have a child, you might get divorced. There's going to be different. You're going to need different fitness for the different parts of your life, and I really want to explain that to people so that way they know that as long as they're consistent and they do this for the rest of their life, that their weight loss, that their body fat percentage, that their learning, that their muscular activity, that will always win if you're just do it forever. But you need to find a program that works best for your lifestyle, that is engaging for you, that is fun for you. And that could be CrossFit, that could be bodybuilding, that could be sport specific training. You just need to find what that is for you. So I really encourage people to try to find that. And then for me, I just want to deliver a good program to where we talk about those things, so that way they don't have to work with me for a very long time. So that way they can go on doing themselves.
Okay.
That's how I run.
So do you only do like athletes and stuff, or do you do all kinds?
I don't work with athletes because I'm not a sports performance coach. I would much rather, for me, my niche is people that are very, very beginner in fitness, or people that have been doing fitness for a long time, but they still don't understand what fitness means to them. Meaning that they've been members at a gym for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, but they're still overweight. They still don't know what their plate should look like. They still get crappy sleep. They still don't know what a strict press is. Like, that's, you're just basically giving money away, So I really focus on those two types of people, because I really feel that that's the way that I can make an impact. And those are the people that I can really help change their life and help change their mindset on what fitness actually is. Because if you think of fitness, I think a lot of people think it has to be CrossFit, or it has to be you rolling around the floor, gasping for air. It doesn't have to be that. You just have to do the things that are more important, and that's getting great quality sleep. It doesn't mean that you have to get 10 hours of sleep. It just means that you have to get really deep sleep and have a good environment for you to sleep. It just means that you have to drink water before you drink coffee when you wake up. Like, it means that you have to have a little bit more vegetables, like, it just means those things. And oddly enough, if you focus on those things, the other stuff will take care of itself.
Right. That's amazing. That's powerful. That's powerful. Good for you.
I appreciate it. So those are just my views on fitness and what I do for myself. I won't ever tell someone or tell another one of my members to do something that I've never done before. Because I'm very much a practice what I preach person. I get sunlight every day. It's raining today. I can't get any sunlight, but I drink water. I have vegetables with every meal. I get great sleep quality. I exercise 6 days a week with intention. Like, I do all those things, and I show that on my content too. So that way people know that this person is actually practicing what they preach, and this person isn't coaching me on things that he or she is not doing.
Yeah. Good for you, Dorian. So before I let you go, then I need to know how people can get in contact with you for you to help them with this stuff. Now, are you doing this solely person to person now, or do you do this virtually as well?
Yeah, so my main business is person to person, in person. I also do virtual fitness, and that's done through Facebook portal. So it's not done through Zoom, which is a little bit weird. It's actually done through Facebook portal. So we get a portal, which kind of looks like an iPad, and the camera the camera follows you around, which is cool. So it literally feels like I'm in the room with you. And then I also do programming, and that's for people that have already that already have a good established
Mm-hmm.
fitness routine, but they just need something a little bit more specific. So programming means that I design their workouts weekly and then I send it to
Mm-hmm.
them to Google Doc, and then they know exactly what they need to do on a day-to-day basis. And
Wow,
then
okay.
I do nourishment, which is my food service. We help I help establish a better relationship with what someone is consuming. And there's different levels. There's like higher level where you need to chew 30 times before you swallow. You need to put your fork down. That's like really high level stuff. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
just basic levels like, hey, I just want you to have some greens today. I want you to focus your plate on vegetables first, and then your carbs, or then your fat, and then your protein. Like that's like really basic stuff.
Okay.
There's different levels to that. And yeah, that's just how I run my business. And
Wow.
I'm slowly evolving as a business
Yeah.
owner, as a solopreneur, because I do everything. I do all my content. I'm, I'm very active on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I'm very active on those platforms. Yeah, so
That's
it's really really
amazing.
cool. Yeah, so like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah. Good for you, man. You're gonna have to franchise soon. Get yourself out there.
yeah, so, you can find me on Black Box Mobile Fitness,
Yeah.
BLK Box Mobile Fitness on Facebook. I have a Facebook business page. I have an
Awesome.
Instagram. You can find me on LinkedIn at Dorian Ivan Medina. I'm a published blogger, so you can find me on Box Pro Mag and at Medium at Dorian Medina too. Like I'm really easily accessible.
You have a podcast too, don't
I
you?
have a
Don't you?
podcast. Yep,
Okay.
Black
What?
Box, the Black Box podcast, and that is for business owners and entrepreneurs in Sacramento, where we talk about business and entrepreneurship and just kind of like how they grew up in entrepreneurship, or how they are, how it is to run a business now here in Sacramento. It's very niche,
Awesome.
but I just love talking. Like I said, I'm a relationship person, and it
Yeah,
allows
and a
me to,
community person a lot too, because you do a
yeah,
lot for Sacramento. So good for you.
thank you. Yeah, so I have a
Dorian, this is
podcast.
awesome.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So good to have you on here, and so good to hear what you've been through and how you're using that to help other people, because I think that should be our life's mission, just helping the next person along. So you are amazing, young
Thank
man. I can't wait to
you.
keep an eye on you and see what you're doing.
Appreciate
And
it.
hopefully maybe one day if you do decide to like expand in a different area or whatever, let me know. I'd love to have you back on to talk about that,
That'd be
because
awesome.
this was really great. Good. I'm
100%.
so glad. I'm glad. I'm gonna be watching your content and seeing what it is you're doing. So good
Thank
for
you so
you.
much. I'm just grateful
Yeah.
for entrepreneurship. If there's anyone listening in your audience, life can be hard, but it could also be simple. And that's just like focus on
Mm,
your values, focus on what you really want in your life, and just be happy. Life's too short sometimes, and you can't live your life with negativity and people in your life that are being negative to you. You can't be in work environments that are negative. So that just affects
I
you. And
agree.
yeah, just
I
live a
agree.
positive, happy life. Listen to positive music. The content that you watch is super super powerful too. So make sure that you're consuming people that are resonating to you, that provide value in your life, that bring you happiness. I firmly believe that. And man, just
Yeah.
exercise, get some sunlight, drink some water, you'll be fine.
Yeah. You'll be fine, guys. Do you hear that? And it sounded so simple, because it is, because it is. You just have to do it, right? I mean,
100%.
and another thing I took away from this conversation today, if everyone who is listening or watching, is that it doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen if you are steady. If you are steady and you keep your mind in the right place and you just keep grinding at it, yes, you're going to have doubts. Yes, you're going to have things that come against you. Yes, life gets tough, but that doesn't mean you stop the grind. You just keep moving. Eventually, you'll see doors start to open. You'll see
Great.
opportunities come your way. You'll see people around your life that you didn't even know before, but are there to help you and guide
Right.
you. You should also find coaches, find mentors, find friends, find people to surround you that are going to help lift you up and not pull you down. So,
100%.
Dorian, I'm really glad that we connected. Thank you for
Thank
being here
you.
on Straight Talk. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
thank you. I appreciate you too. And thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share and all that great stuff. And make sure that you follow Black Box Mobile Fitness, because you are going to have some great content on there. Make sure you follow his blog as well. I'm going to make sure to link all of Dorian's information below to make sure that you
Thank you.
guys don't miss a thing.
I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Dorian. Thank you
I'm
guys for being here.
Thank you. I'm really
Until
grateful. Much love. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Much love. Until next time.
Yeah, yeah.
Broadcast is brought to you by Wincheck Studios. We are an all-in-one educational platform for podcasters that revolutionizes how hosts leverage content to increase engagement with listeners, downloads, and income. We come together to focus on community, collaboration, and collective impact. For more information on how you can interact directly with our hosts, access exclusive live content with offers you can't get anywhere else from our official partners, join our purpose-driven community by visiting www.winject.com. If you're ready to build a career doing what you love, then we're ready to see you there.